How's it going, Rogues Gallery, and welcome to another Gundam card game video here on Red Zone Rogue. Today we have 5 new deck brews for Gundam card game Set 4 Phantom Aria. In fact, we actually have 10, but I'm splitting it up into 2 videos. We have one today and then one in a few days from now, probably on the official launch day. I've been hard at work brewing a bunch of decks. There's a ton of really fun new archetypes and a lot of stuff to talk about. So yeah, without further ado, if you like the channel, if you like the content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, maybe hype the video if you're able to do so. Maybe check out our merch store for some excellent Red Zone Rogue and mecha themed merch. No AI now, no AI ever, all done by TCG and like manga and model kit industry artists. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into our overlay and get into our very first deck. All right, so first up we have a Victory Gundam deck. Now, this one actually is a mono blue League Militaire Victory deck that splashes Amuro for some stuff. And hold on, not every deck is going to be an Amuro deck here. I think it makes a lot of sense specifically for this deck, not just because of the power level of Amuro Ray and the RX-782, but they just synergize extremely well with this deck, especially the ability of the RX-782 Gundam to give all of our other units 1 AP, because we're going to be generating a ton of little 1/1 Chungus tokens, and then now the tokens can attack for even more. So it actually works extremely well. So let's start talking about the deck. And like I said, this deck is a mono blue deck, and well, let's get into it. So first up we have the Zalote. This is the new Zawart for League Militaire. Specifically, this is like a blue Zawart. So it's just a level 2 cost 3/2. It's League Militaire, it's blue, and it has blocker, and it can't choose the enemy player as the attack target. We just kind of have this to kind of slow down early aggro decks. Our deck is fairly aggressive, but we lean more towards like a mid-rangey strategy because our tokens can't attack the player, just like the Zalote here. So we want to use them to kind of clean up the board, and then we're going to have some of our big late game stuff kind of like clean up the player. So yeah, this is just kind of like early good board control. Next up we have the Victory Gundam. Now this is going to kind of get into a lot of the stuff we want to do with the deck. So there's a level 3 2 cost 3/2. It's League Militaire and Victory type. By the way, League Militaire is very important that our units are League Militaire. So this one says on destroyed, if another friendly League Militaire unit is in play, you deploy a 1/1 parts League Militaire parts token, and the token can't choose the enemy player as the attack target. So yeah, we just want to make a bunch of these tokens, and we'll show why, but they're really good at board control, and we're going to pump them up and give them blocker, and we want them to just be on the board for other effects too. They actually help us draw cards. It synergizes really well. So yes, this is great. A card that helps us get more little tokens. We're also running 4 copies of the Gun Easy. As a level 3 2 cost 2/3. This links with Shrike Team. We have 1 card that is Shrike Team, so we can link with this thing. It itself is League Militaire and Shrike Team, and it also says on deploy, choose one of our active League Militaire units and 1 enemy unit that's level 3 or lower, and you rest both of them. We're probably going to be choosing either itself or one of our little 1/1 tokens. So we can rest our little token, and then we can rest one of our opponent's things that's level 3 or lower, and we can, you know, make use of that. Since we rest their dude, we can have all our little tokens like pile in and take it out. So really solid, like all-encompassing part of this strategy. Next up, we have one of our big marquee cards of the deck, the Victory Gundam. This is the Victory Gundam LR. Level 4 3 cost 3/4. We're going to see that a lot with this deck. This is League Militaire and Victory type. It links with any League Militaire trait, which is fantastic. And then on attack, if we have 3 or more League Militaire units in play, we get to draw a card. This is really easy to do because it counts itself, and it also will count all of our little tokens. So the Victory Gundam plus the crying boy here, Uso makes a League Militaire token if he is paired with a League Militaire unit. So if you pair this up with the Victory Gundam, which would be a link, of course, all we need is 1 more League Militaire card to get this draw trigger. So on attack, if we have 3 or more League Militaire units, we get a draw card. It's fantastic. And so, yeah, this is a really easy to trigger. And we have a lot more draw effects as well that care about just having a lot of dudes on the field. So, yeah, this is great. The idea with the deck is that we just kind of like overwhelm the board with like this board presence that's good at trading into stuff. But we also have the ability to just kind of like aggressively trade because we have so many ways to efficiently draw cards, and the Victory Gundam is one of them. So linchpin of the deck. We're also running the Core Fighter. This is a level 4 2-cost 2/3, also links with any League Militaire trait. It itself is also League Militaire and Victory type. Let me close the ad. And then while this unit is rested, all of our League Militaire unit tokens get blocker, which is so good. It turns all of our little 1/1 parts tokens into blocker. Now we're only running 2 copies of this in the deck because it's a fairly situational card, but it can come up, and I think it's pretty solid. So running at least 2 copies of this I think is really good. And it can kind of help slow down some of the early mid aggression from the aggro decks. And also like bigger decks, like throwing your little 1/1 Chungus in front of like their 5/5 or whatever is really sweet. All right, this is another reason we run Amuro. This is the RX-782 Gundam from set 1. This is LR from set 1. I think this card's really, really good in this deck. I'm already pretty high on this card. I'm a believer of this one, but I think it's even better here. So this is a level 4 3-cost 3/3. This one links with Amuro Ray. It's an Earth Federation and White Base Team unit. And then it says all of our White Base Team units get repair 1. So that's fine. This will get repair 1. And then we can also give additional repair to our other Gundam. Oh, and also, well, no, this one's Earth Fed. This is not White Base Team. But we can give repair to these 2 at least. The best part, though, when you pair this, if you have 2 or more other units in play, so we need 3, we get a draw card. But it just says units. We can have tokens. So as long as we have at least 2 other tokens or 2 other anything, we get a draw card off of this. So this is just a nice card advantage card. We have a bunch, like I said, a bunch of ways that we just get incidental card draw off of this. And then if you pair this obviously with Amuro Ray, then you get Amuro's effect, and you're off to the races. Drawing a card, getting Amuro's effect is just really, really solid. So yeah, we're running 3 copies of this card in the deck. And then we have the one that everyone knows. This is the RX-782 starter deck LR Gundam. Level 4 3-cost 3/4, links with Amuro Ray, Earth Fed, White Base Team. It of course has repair 2, and then during our turn, all of our units get +1 AP. And like I said, that includes all of the little Chungus tokens. So turning all of our little 1/1 tokens into 2 attack tokens is really good to help trade into all of our opponent's stuff. So this is excellent. Synergizes extremely well. Like both of these Gundams work really, really well, which is why Amuro Ray is just like the slam dunk pick for this deck. More so than usual. We're also running the Victory Gundam Hexa. This is a level 5 4-cost 4/4, links with any League Militaire. It itself is League Militaire and Victory type. During pair on attack, we deploy a 1/1 token. Yep, there we go. A way to just generate tokens on attack. Fantastic. We're also running the Gundam NT1. This is the Gundam Alex, for those War on the Pocket fans out there. This is a level 5 4-cost 4/4, links with Christina McKenzie or Amuro Ray. Has repair 2, and then when you pair it, choose a rested enemy unit, deal 1 damage to it, and then if it destroys the enemy unit, draw a card. This is great. Another way to draw cards. We like drawing cards here. This is a great to like ping off something and draw a card. So we're only running 2 copies of this, but I think it's still pretty solid in the deck, and once again works really well with Amuro. I basically put this in any deck with Amuro. I think this card's fantastic. The final unit is the Victory Dash Gundam, level 6 4-cost 4/5. This one specifically links with Uso. It is League Militaire and Victory type. This one has Breach 3, which is great. And then activate main once per turn. We can rest another League Militaire unit and choose an enemy unit with 4 or less HP and rest it. Now we can actually rest one of the tokens once again. So all of this synergizes with the tokens. And this itself is a 4/5. You link this up with Uso. You have a 6/6 with Breach. It's great. It's good stuff. So, and once again, Uso, when you pair, he makes a 1/1 token if you pair him with a League Militaire. So we'll make a 1/1 token that you can immediately rest, and then you rest a 4 HP or less. It's similar to Amuro when you do this kind of stuff. So the deck just works super, super well. And then for the pilots, I've already mentioned Amuro a bunch. I think for the next couple decks, we'll talk about the pilots first. I typically do that when I do the physical versions. So yeah, so this is a level 4 1-cost 2/1. When paired, choose an enemy with 5 or less HP and rest it. One of the best pilots in the game. He's Earth Fed, White Base Team, and Newtype. But we have a lot of ways to kind of mimic these effects, and it just works super, super well with the deck. Being able to rest dudes so we can like pile in with our tokens is fantastic. So we can rest dudes and then have our tokens attack them. We want to use this more as board control rather than as aggression, but we can use this as aggression if we need to. And I already mentioned Uso as well. He's our other main pilot. He's also a level 4 1-cost 2/1, and when you pair it, you get a token, which is great. And the tokens are as you saw, a really important part of the deck. So this is a great way to generate them. Our other pilot is Marbe. They are a level 3, 1 cost, 1/1, and then they just say all of our League military tokens get +1 AP. So this is kind of like another way to get another AP alongside the Grandpa Gundam here. So we have a bunch of token pumpers. The final pilot card, this is a command pilot. This is Junko, level 3, 1 cost, 1/1. They are League military and Shrike team. So this is actually how we can link with the Gun Easy. They have a main action phase for the command side. It says choose 1 to 2 enemy units that are level 2 or lower and you rest them. It's great for this deck. It's really good against the aggressive decks, right? So if they attack us with one thing, we can play this on action and rest 2 of their other things. That's kind of like one of the best case scenarios. Or on like our turn, we can rest 2 of their things and then have our tokens jam in and kill them all. It's really solid. And then the final card here is the Reniforce Jr., which is a level 3, 1 cost, 0/5 base that makes a token. Has burst, deploy the card, deploy, shield to hand, and then during our turn, if a friendly League military unit is in play, we get another one of those 1/1 tokens. So yeah, this deck just is super synergistic. Amuro and the RX-782 stuff works really well. This deck is going to end up being on the more expensive side of things just because we're running Grandpa Gundam here from the starter deck, and this is kind of like a spendy card. We'll have to see how, Victory Gundam shakes out, but I think this is a really solid deck. And as for all of the decks, I don't think I mentioned this, but all the decks in this video, these are like my first versions of them. I will likely have a full deck video for every one of these eventually in the future, after I've actually played the deck a whole bunch in paper and maybe swapped in some stuff and learned the ins and outs. But I think this is a really, really solid place to start. I think this deck is good. All right, next up we have my red-purple Destiny for ZAFT build. I've literally made ZAFT every single set, and of course I'm making it for this. I'm probably going to make multiple ZAFT decks, but this one in particular is my red-purple list, and I have a couple takes on it. As you can see here, I have this huge side deck. These are all cards that I'm considering. So this is one of those decks that I plan to play test a lot, but this is my first version of it. So let's go ahead and start with the pilots first. We have 2 main pilots here. Of course, we're running the new Shin Asuka, level 4, 1 cost, 3/0 pilot, huge for the deck, burst at the hand. He himself is a ZAFT Minerva Squad coordinator. On attack, if this is a Minerva Squad unit, choose 1 of our resources and set it as active, which is really relevant, actually, especially with the Destiny Gundam here. So we'll talk about that when we get to the Destiny Gundam. And our other big pilot is Rowla Crusade, level 4, 1 cost, 2/1 ZAFT pilot. And when you link him, choose a ZAFT base card from our trash, and we add it to our hand. So it's a great way to get back our Vesalius, as well as our Jashin Due. We'll talk about these when the time comes as well, but these are good bases that pump up our ZAFT cards, which we do care about to some extent, but maybe not as much as some other ZAFT decks, but we do still care about them a little bit here. So let's go ahead and talk about the units now. So we are just running our basic Zaku Warrior Grunt, level 2, 1 cost, 2/2, but more importantly, this is ZAFT and Minerva Squad. And why is this good? Well, we are, I don't know, it's like an aggressive mid-rangey kind of deck, but we do have a really, really powerful late game. So it's nice to have some good early game plays, but more important than that, we also have a cheap card that we can get out that only has a cost of 1 with the Destiny Gundam. Because the Destiny Gundam, I guess we should talk about it now, because it's a really important part of the deck. It's a level 7, 5 cost, 5/5, ZAFT Minerva Squad, links with Shin Asuka, has high maneuver, so good. And then also, during pair on attack, we can choose any Minerva Squad unit in our trash, and you pay its cost to deploy it. Which means this one is just a 1 cost Minerva Squad unit, which means it's really easy to play. Most of the other ones we want to play are going to cost 2 or 4. But having a 1 cost is still pretty good that you can kind of do this, with relative ease. So that's why we're running this. Also, just good early game. We're also running the Dual Gundam. This is the level 3, 2 cost, 3/3 ZAFT trait. It's ZAFT, links with any ZAFT, links with everything that we have. But if it has 5 or more AP, it gets Breach 3. So if either of our pilots is piloting this thing, it has Breach 3, which is fantastic. So getting that extra Breach is just really, really good. And we can also give it Breach 3 from our base, the Jashin, which is really good. Similar, we have the Legao. So this is another one I'm testing out. These two are kind of like testing the waters a little bit on them to see how good they are in this particular version. The Legao, also quite good. Level 3, 2 cost, 2/3. It links with any ZAFT. It is self as ZAFT. And then on attack, if it has 5 or more AP, and it's attacking an enemy unit, choose an enemy unit, and deal 2 damage to that enemy unit. So obviously, it works really well with Shin, because just linking with Shin gets us up to 5, so we can immediately get that attack. We will not get Shin's attack trigger because it's not a Minerva Squad unit, but he is a ZAFT pilot, so we do get the link, and we do get the attack trigger off of the Legao. So pretty solid. And then also we can get the attack trigger off of Legao with this base that gives one of our ZAFT units +3. So also pretty good. In the late game, we can give our little Legao that +3 to get that attack trigger, which is pretty nice. Like I said, these two are ones that I'm more like testing out to see how they do well, which is why I have all this other stuff down here. We will go over these. But let's finish talking about the list I'm gonna play first. So we are a big Impulse Gundam deck. A huge part of this deck is the Impulse Gundam kind of like package, which is these 3 cards, and then the Destiny Gundam. I feel like they're all kind of like a big package, but specifically we're running this Impulse package. So we have the Impulse Gundam, level 3, 2 cost 3/3, ZAFT Minerva Squad, links with Shin, and then we can activate on main. We can pay 2 and return this unit to the bottom of its owner's deck. It has to be in play to do that. To choose a unit card with Impulse Gundam in its name that's level 4 or higher from our trash, and we just deploy it. We don't have to pay the cost. You just get it. And so that would be either our Sword Impulse Gundam or our Force Impulse Gundam. Both of these are great choices for different scenarios, but just being able to get one of these from our trash is extremely good. So let's talk about them. So we have the Sword Impulse Gundam first. It's a level 4, 2 cost 4/2. I love the 4/2/4/2. It links with any coordinator trait or Minerva Squad trait. So it will link with just Shin in our deck because Rao is not a coordinator. But if we swapped up Rao with Atherin Zala, Atherin is a coordinator. So keep that in mind for the Atherin version of this deck. This would link with Atherin. But that doesn't matter all that much because we care about the deploy effect the most. So it says deploy. If we deploy it from our trash, we choose an enemy unit that's level 3 or lower, and we just destroy it, which is so good. It's so good. So we really want to deploy the Sword Impulse Gundam from this Impulse Gundam's effect. So we get a 4/2 that could also just eat something that's level 3 or lower, which is a lot of stuff in the Gundam card game. Any of the grunts, most of the blockers out there, it's fantastic. Even though it's fairly weak in terms of health, it can still eat something. And honestly, if this dies, I don't really care all that much because we just want to get it back. Like this is like our primo reanimation target. We want to get it back with Impulse, and we want to get it back with the Destiny. So yeah, this is a great one. And if it dies, cool. And then of course we have the Force Impulse Gundam, level 5, 4 cost 5/4, links with Shin Asuka. It itself is ZAFT and Minerva Squad. And then when this is destroyed, we choose one Minerva Squad unit without Force Impulse Gundam in its name from our trash, and we add it to our hand. So it doesn't necessarily reanimate it, but we get it back. But what's really good about this is we can get back our Sword Impulse, or our regular Impulse, or we can actually get back our Destiny Gundam, which is a level 7 card, which is really good because it doesn't have Force Impulse Gundam in its card name. So this is a great way to get back our Destiny Gundam, and one of the reasons, in fact, why we're only running 3 copies of Destiny, also because it's a level 7 card. So yeah, this is another great card, super good grindy value card. Kill your opponent's big stuff with this and get something cool back. Yeah, this is really solid. And then finally we have the Destiny Gundam that I already talked about, but this card is super good because this can get any one of our Minerva Squad units back. We do have to pay the cost, so keep that in mind. So on the turn we play this, say we are level 7, we play this, we pay 5 to play this thing, and we pay 1 to link up Shin Asuka. So that means we have 1 resource left. However, when we attack with Shin's attack trigger, since this is a Minerva Squad unit, we will get to set one of our resources as active, so we can actually play any of the 2-cost ones from the trash, like immediately. So we can get our Sword Impulse Gundam back, or the regular Impulse Gundam back. So we don't always need the Zaku Warrior if we have Shin ready to go right off the bat on the same turn. So that's quite good. So yeah, great. Most of the time, the one we want to get back is the Sword Impulse. But you know, if you can manage it, if you have enough resources, getting back a Force Impulse is pretty rad too. And then the final unit is the Providence Gundam. This is Raul Crusade's signature Gundam for this particular deck. Level 7, 5 cost 5/5. ZAFT links with Rao. and then during pair with any ZAFT pilot, so this does trigger off of Shin. All of our ZAFT units get +2 AP, which is great. Really good at pumping up these guys down here, but also pumping up all of the other cards as well. But more importantly, on attack, we can choose an enemy unit and deal 1 damage to it for each of 4 AP this unit has. So if it has 8 AP, then it deals 2 damage. If it has 12 AP, then it deals 3 damage, and so on and so forth. And you can get this pretty high if you stack up effects like, you know, having Rao on it, and then stacking up something like the Jushin, which is a +3. So quite solid. So this is kind of like the foundation of our squad here. And this is kind of what I want to start out with. The things I'm a little unsure of are if Rao is the right pick for this build, or if our homie Athranzala is the pick. I'm going to play around with both versions, but this is the one I want to try first because I think Rao is just super good and synergizes really well with these other low drops. And then for the rest of the deck, we are running for close combat for the nice early burn. And I'm also running a new card, Damage Control, that I think is really solid. So it's a level 3 1-cost command. On burst, choose an enemy unit, gets -2 AP during the turn. Really, really good defensive card. Really good to get off a burst. And then on attack, or on action, choose one of our units during this battle, reduce the damage it receives by 3. Reduce the battle damage it receives by 3. It's a really nice combat trick and can really turn things around, especially if they think like, ooh, we're gonna trade. You can be like, no, your guy's just dead and I get to keep mine. So yeah, I think this card's really good, and I'm testing this out in a lot of purple decks. And then of course the 2 bases, I mentioned Vesalius. This is a base that we can rest to give one of our units +1 AP. It's really good to help getting up to these nice little breakpoints here. So like if you have Rao piloting the Legao, then you can just use the Vesalius to get it to the extra one, or you can give an additional one to the Providence Gundam to get to a nice little point. Basically, I'm running this one instead of the full 4 Joshins because this one's a level 6 card. It's really good because it has 6 health, but we still like to have a couple like low drop bases just in case. And then of course, I mentioned this several times, the Joshin, Jachin, level 6 1-cost 0/6 base. It's a ZAFT base. These are both ZAFT bases, so we can get these both back with Rao's link effect. And then yeah, we just gotta give something +3 AP. It's extremely good. Works really well, obviously, with Providence Gundam and any of these other red ones down here. And then finally, we have all of these options for cards that I'm considering. So I'm gonna go over these really quickly. I'm not gonna spend too much time. So this one is a good option if we want to go big Minerva squad, because it links with any Minerva squad, and it's a 2/4 for 2. It's level 3. It's okay. I think this will be fine in a mostly purple deck. We also have some more removal. We have Giant Killing and Fatal Strike. Basically, maybe swap these out if close combat ends up not being worth it this meta. I think these ones are good at just killing bigger stuff, but close combat is also extremely good, and we get the 2 damage off of its burst. If we want to swap out and go more purple pilots, we have this Reliable Big Brother and Haina, which is great. Both sides of this pilot are really good. So we have +0/+2 to give more health to one of our ZAFT units. Usually you don't want to go health, but if we cut these guys, then we don't care about going big damage all that much. So this is one you'd probably want to swap in if you're going to cut a bunch of the red cards. But also this gives us more damage as like a command, because on main you can play this and you basically mill 2, take the top 2 cards of your deck, put them in your trash, and then you choose an enemy unit with 4 or less HP or AP, and then you deal damage equal to the number of Minerva Squad cards that you milled. So this one really wants you to play a lot of Minerva Squad stuff. So yeah, you can put that in the deck. Same thing with this one. You put this in if we want more purple Minerva Squad stuff. I think this card is all right, but you literally just jam this in if we're cutting like a lot of the red cards for purple. And then we have all the alternate red, which is Athranzala. So we have Athranzala, and then we have stuff like the Aegis Gundam MA mode, the regular Aegis Gundam, which is really good if we still want to go to like a high AP strategy. It helps us deal some damage to high AP stuff. We also have the Blitz Gundam to give first strike. The Blitz Gundam could actually make it into this version. In fact, there might be a situation where I cut stuff like the Legao and then jam the Blitz Gundam, because this can give first strike to stuff like the Force Impulse, as well as the Destiny and the Providence. So I think Blitz could be just good in the deck. Awaken Power for more reanimation power. being able to get a level 5 or lower from the trash is pretty good because it actually hits the Force Impulse. And then finally, the Savior, which is just really, really good with Athrun. This is also Minerva Squad and has Breach and has this really sweet link effect. So this is one of the reasons why we want to play Athrun over like Rao and Providence. So I'm trying this version first, and then I'm probably gonna try the Athrun Zala version next with Savior, and it's gonna be a little bit easier to build that one, I think, for a lot of people because it'll be using a lot of like of the starter deck stuff because Athrun Zala and Savior Gundam and even like Blitz Gundam all come in that starter and the Aegis, and then this one, if you already have the original Seed starter, you got that one too. So yeah, that's ZAFT. I'm really excited to play all these these 3 different versions of ZAFT, but I'm starting with Shin and Rao first. Starting first with Shin and Rao first, redundancy, but yeah, let's go to the next one. All right, next up we have another deck that I'm really excited to play and kind of like tinker around with, and that is the new Celestial Being CB deck. This one is a red-green mid-range CB deck that focuses on Alleluia, Hallelujah, and Lock On, which are some of my favorite characters from 00. And we also have a little bit of cards to consider as well. So let's start by talking about the pilots because we have a ton of pilots. This is a pilot heavy deck. This is a very, very mid-range deck that I think excels at like combat and like board control. It's really good at attacking into stuff. So let's talk about Hallelujah first. So Hallelujah is a level 4 1 cost 2/1 pilot. He is a CB Super Soldier. Super Soldier is really relevant for one of our units. During Link, once per turn, during our turn, when this unit destroys an enemy unit with battle damage, look at the top card of our deck. If it's a CB card, we reveal it and add it to our hand, which is great. So basically we get to draw a card. All of our units, every single one of them is CB. So that's great. And then this just cares about a CB card. So also our pilots are CB and this command pilot is CB. The only thing that's not CB in the deck is Tactical Visionary and our base. So that's really good. We have like 8 whiffs, but everything else is a hit. So 42 out of 50 is good odds. And then we have his other side, we have Alleluia. So we're only running 3 copies of Alleluia, but I think he's really good. He's a level 3 1 cost 1/1 pilot, CB Super Soldier. During our turn, while we have a CB Link unit in play, which includes himself, this unit can't receive battle damage from enemy units or 3 or less HP. So really, really good, or 3 or less AP. He's really, really good at killing other like tiny little grunts and other little chunguses. Great at killing Zawarts and Rick Diaz's. And we want to link him up with one of our like powerful link units, like the this Kyrios, for example, which will get an additional +2 if you have a CB pilot in play. So it'll just be absolutely huge. So really good. With a pilot in play, this was like a 5/4, right? With Alleluia, so 5/4 that won't take damage from 3 or less AP stuff. Quite good at killing those blockers. And then we also are running Lock On Stratos, Neil. So level 4 1 cost 1/2 pilot. And then when paired, if this is a CB unit, which is all of them, it may choose an active enemy unit that's level is equal to or lower than this unit as the attack target during this turn. Neil is super good. People have been splashing Neil and the starter deck Gundam Dynamis LR just in other decks, and he's super good and like one of the big reasons why you want to play green in this particular version of the deck over purple, because you get Lock On and you get all these sweet Dynamises. And this one's just really, really good, right? This is basically like during Link, it's like a base level 4/4, then it gets an additional +1/+2, making it like a 5/6 that can attack any level 4 or lower, and then when it destroys something, it also heals. So it's really, really good board control. Survives, survives rested RX-782s because they're just 5/5s if they're not like not on their turn, because they only get the +1 AP on their turn. So yeah, survives that. It's just super good board control type stuff. And then we have our command pilot, Johann Trinity. So this is a level 4 1 cost command pilot. It's CB and Trinity +1/+1. And for the command side main action, choose 1 to 3 of our CB units, and they all get +2 AP for the whole turn, which is awesome. Another combat trick. I really love combat tricks in the Gundam card game. People never expect them, and they're always like, "Oh, I'll just eat your guy," and you're like, "Nope, I pump it." And like it's huge now. Like they're trying to kill this thing when it's a 4/3. You're like, nah, it's a 6/3. Good stuff, right? So I like including a couple copies of this as well. Even though it doesn't really link with anything in our deck, unless we want to bring in the Throne Dry. I still think it's worth it because it is CB, and we do get that nice little effect there. And then for the other command, we have Tactical Visionary. I just really like this card. I love this kind of effect. It's just a level 1 cost on main. Look at the top 3 of your deck, and you can reveal a CB unit or pilot, and then you can add it to your hand and return the rest on the bottom. So all of our units are CB, all of our pilots are CB. Once again, the only thing that is a miss is the Izuma Colony Tactical Visionary, and it will also not hit Johann Trinity because this counts as a command, not a pilot. You know, when you're looking at it at the top of the deck, you count what it says on the side of the card where it says command. So this is technically a command when you're looking at it. So that's a whiff with this, but still pretty good odds. And then finally we have our base for down here, which is the Izuma Colony. I guess I'm talking about all this stuff before we're talking about the units here. I just got excited talking about the pilots. I'm like, look at all these pilots. We have so many pilots. Well, yeah, we'll mention the Izuma Colony because it's actually really important for this deck. So this is a level 1 cost base. Now, I'm going to be testing this base a lot. I think it's really good to stem aggro. And I think one of the weaknesses of this deck in particular is like really, really fast decks. And I think the Izuma Colony helps a lot with that. So it's a level 1 cost 0/4. Burst, deploy, shield to hand. And then when this base receives battle damage from an enemy unit with 3 less AP, we deal 1 damage to that unit. Now, usually I want to put this in decks that have like a lot of ping and burn damage to kind of finish things off. And that's where you'll see this for the most part in decks that I play. And this is actually one of the reasons why I have the Mining Asteroid Palau kind of in my my side deck, kind of in my options here. So if this ends up not working out the way I want with this particular version, I'm probably going to swap out for just the 6 health base. But I think this could be good and help like kind of like chunk them down a little bit so we can take them out a little bit easier with some of our stuff up here. So that's why I'm running this. It also dissuades them from attacking with the same guy, and I don't know. This is something that, like I said, I'm kind of like testing this out and seeing how it works. But I will likely swap into this one if it doesn't work out very well. I definitely think this is good, but I think it is better in decks that have a lot of ping. All right, let's talk about the units. So this is one of the reasons why this works pretty well in this deck. So this is the Gundam Exia. This is the red version. Level 3 2 costs 2/1, so kind of bad stats. Links with Setsuna. We're not running Setsuna, so that's also bad. It's CBGN drive. However, we have a really cool deploy. Deploy if there are 2 or more enemy units in play. Choose one enemy unit that is level 2 or lower, and you deal 2 damage to it. So if they have any like 2/3s, like it actually really helps kill them off with the combination of the Izuma Colony. So they attack into the Izuma Colony, take a damage down to 2, and then the Exia can just kind of like finish it off. Otherwise, the Exia is just great at eating 2 health things. Good at eating Zawarts, good at eating all the grunts. This card is fantastic against the aggressive decks. And so yeah, we're running a full 4 copies in the deck here. Next up, we have the Kyrios. I already mentioned this one, but I think this is really good. It's basically like a Rezel that has a link, sort of. It's a level 3 2 cost 2/3. Links with Hallelujah, Hallelujah. And then during our turn, if we have a CB pilot in play, it gets an additional +2. So if you have a CB pilot, it becomes like a Rezel. It becomes a 4/3, which is really good. So I like this card a lot, and it also links and works super well with all of our Hallelujah, Hallelujah stuff. We're also running this card. This is another one that I'm like iffy on. My first version actually was running this Dynamis instead, which is a Dynamis that will like reduce damage that it takes once per turn. But I was like, this reduces damage and it's a 2/3. This is just a 3/4 that just has 1 extra health. And I was like, this is probably just better. But I don't know. We're going to test it out. So this is a level 3 3 cost 3/4, linked with Hallelujah, Hallelujah. And then while you have a CB link unit in play, this card in your hand costs a -1. So it's just like a 2 cost, which is pretty solid. You know, you can have a turn where you drop 2 of these, for example, if you have a link unit. Yeah, I think this is fine. It's a 3/4 stat line that links with a relevant pilot, or rather 7 of our pilots is pretty solid. And then now we have another one of our big cards, and that's the Gundam Kyrios LR from set 4. Level 4 3 costs 1/4, links with Hallelujah, Hallelujah, has first strike, which is crazy good, and then during link, it gets an additional +2 AP for each of our rested CB units, including itself, and then all the other ones as well. So by itself, it attacks as a 3/4 with link, plus whatever we're doing with Hallelujah or Hallelujah, right? So, with just Hallelujah and this, it attacks for 5 with first strike, and then when we kill something, we're going to draw a card. It's just really good. And like, what makes this deck so good is the combination of our powerful level 4s here. We have the Gundam Kyrios, and then we have the Gundam Dynamis, and these are both really good turn 4 plays. And also, like, if we curve from Kyrios into the green Kyrios into red Kyrios, it's so good because this one will get the additional 2 AP from having a pilot in play. So yeah, this is the real power of the deck. It's just really good, powerful, like mid-range, annoying stuff. We're also running some higher level stuff. So we have the level 5 Gundam Dynamis. This is the 4/4 with Breach 3 that links with Lock On. Just a good solid Breach 3 dude. Breach 3 is a good number. Destroys EX bases. So if we're being a little bit slower, taking a lot of time doing board control, which is likely how this is going to play out, getting this Breach is pretty solid. And then we're also running 2 copies of a red Dynamis. So it's similar stat lines, but a little bit different. So this is a level 5 4 cost 4/4, links with Lock On. And then on deploy, we can rest this unit, and if we do, choose an enemy unit that's level 3 or lower, and you deal 2 damage to it. So kind of similar situations to this, but we can deal some extra damage to some other little stragglers out there as well. And then we have our big top end. So our top end is the Gundam Kyrios Trans Am, level 6 5 cost 5/4, links with Aria. And then if we have a red super soldier in play, it gains first strike, and if we have a green super soldier in play, it gains Breach 3. So having, like, I don't know, maybe linking up with this one, giving this a 7 attack and first strike from this effect. And then maybe we have our other Hallelujah in play on, something else. This will have 7 attack and first strike and Breach 3, and when we kill something, draw a card. Quite good. It's quite good. So yeah, I definitely want to do that. And you're just having a 7 attack first strike is wild. That also draws you a card. So yeah, this is a great top end for us. And then finally, we have a new level 6 5 cost GN Armor Type D Trans Am. This one is Lock On Link, 4/5 with also Breach 3. So once we start getting up to the level 5s, we start getting the Breach going on. And then when this is destroyed, we look at the top 3 cards of our deck, and then we can reveal any CB unit that's level 5 or lower from among them, which is basically anything except for the 2 Trans Ams. And then we put it to our hand. Great. So like, this is a powerful unit that our opponent wants to kill, that we get value after they kill it. So I think this deck is going to be really sweet. I think it's a really sweet mid-range deck. I'm super not sold on this Izuma Colony in this particular version. Like I said, I'm probably going to swap into the mining Asteroid Palau. And for the other options, like I said, I was considering running the 2/3 Gundam Dynamis, which can absorb 1 damage if we have a CB pilot in play once per turn. I think it's okay, but I want to test this one over that instead. And we could also potentially run the Throne Dry, which is a 3/3 that is resistant to rest effect, which is kind of cool. It has a Trinity link, so it actually could link with Johann Trinity here. And it says once per turn, when this unit is rested by an effect, set it as active. I don't know, pretty good. If Amuro is as Amuro is now, then this could be a good meta call. And then finally we have Destined Battle, which makes it so we can have our opponent attack one of our units this turn. It just says choose one of our rested units during this turn. All enemy units must attack that unit if possible when attacking. So basically you can pick something like the Trans Am, the 4/5 Trans Am here, and just have everything run into it, eat their dudes, and then we still get a card draw off of the Trans Am from its destroy effect. So that's another card that I want to play around with. I think this one's really, really sweet. All right, next up we have a red-blue Cyber Newtype burn deck, and I'm not sure about this one. This is the one I'm least sure about for this deck, but I want to try it out, and I think it's fun, and I think it's a good use of the Izuma Colony. So this deck also uses ROSAMIEEEE and my girl Marita Cruz. So we have really powerful Cyber Newtype pilots that also do damage. We have this new command pilot that also does damage, and you guessed it, we got more damage. Literally everything down here does damage, and then most of our things up here do damage. Like, it's really big damage deck. And then of course we have some options as well. So let's talk about it. So our 2 pilots of choice are Marita Cruz, level 4 1 cost 2/1 pilot. During link on attack, choose an enemy unit level equal to or lower than this and deal 1 damage to it. Literally my favorite pilot in the game, and she works really well with this deck because we actually have multiple ways to link, because we have a Cyber Newtype generic link, we have the Kshatriya link, we have this Kshatriya generic Cyber Newtype link, and also we have the Unicorn for, or the Unicorn Banshee as like a big finisher. So extremely good in the deck, a lot of ways to link. Our other pilot is ROSAMIEEEE Badam, or Rosamie. She's a level 3 1-cost 2-0 pilot. She's also Cyber Newtype, Titan Cyber Newtype. Obviously, Marita Cruz is Cyber Newtype. And then we also have this Gates Kappa, also Cyber Newtype. But so yeah, Rosamie is Cyber Newtype. And then when we link, choose a rested unit and deal 1 damage to it. That's the same effect as the gun tank. Yeah, really good. And so she can link with the cards we basically just said. She can link with the Psycho Gundam MA mode with the Cyber Newtype generic link, as well as this Cyber Newtype generic link on the Kshatriya, and then also the Gundam Mark II Titans. And I think this is, it might be a little too cute, but I think it's really sweet. I think it's super cheeky. Okay, let me talk about this combo before we talk about anything else. So this one has a Titans link, and Rosamie is Titans. So she can also link with this one. So this is a level 4 3-cost 4/2 Titans link trait. And then during pair with a level 3 or lower pilot, when it's destroyed, we can discard a unit. If we do, return the card paired with this to our hand. So basically we can actually get back Rosamie if we discard a unit when this is destroyed. So this is a way that we can play this, pair up Rosamie. This is going to be an attacker for a 6, so good base killer. We also get the ping from Rosamie, and then when they kill this, which is easy to kill, right? It'll be a 6/2. Then we can get Rosamie back for more link and ping shenanigans. So yeah, I want to try this out. I kind of like found this combo when I was like looking at, you know, ways to interact and make Rosamie be good. And I think this is, it might be too cute, but I think it's cool. And then the final pilot is a command pilot, Gates Kappa, like I mentioned, level 4 1-cost 1/1. For the pilot side, they're just Earth-fed and Cyber Newtype. So once again, they do link with all of our Cyber Newtype stuff. So we got the Kshatriya as well as the Psycho Gundam. But more importantly, they have this main effect for the command side, and you just deal 1 damage to all units that are level 2 or lower. So yeah, really good, like kind of just damage to our entire opponent's board if they have a bunch of small stuff here. And this deck really wants to play mid-range tempo burn. So one of the big things we have to watch out for are like aggressive decks. And so this is a good way, you know, on level 4 turn to like just kind of hopefully wipe their board. On our side, we only have 1 level 2 unit, which is the gun tank. So it's not like too big of a deal if we kill our own gun tank if we still have it out. So yeah, it just works super, super well. And then I'll finish talking about this stuff down here because it's important when we talk about our units. Yeah, we're running the Izuma Colony. We just talked about it in the previous deck tech. I think it's extremely good here. This is like the best place to put it. Just dealing 1 damage to enemy units that have 3 or less AP when they hit us is really good. And then that also just works really well with all of our ping, like the gun tank, Rosamie, just literally all of our stuff, like just does incidental damage. Yeah, even stuff like Battle of Aces can combo up with Close Combat, or the Angsha, or just anything. Like, I think this card is the best in a deck like this. So I think this is like a slam dunk in this deck in particular. And then of course we have our burn spells. So we're running 4 Close Combat and 4 Battle of Aces. And so, like I said, just all burn all the time down here. Close Combat once again, 2 damage, and then also Burst 2 damage, insanely good. And then Battle of Aces, Burst 2 damage, and then 3 damage to something that's already been damaged. And, well, we can do that. We got a lot of ways to do that. So, obviously really good. And then we have our units. And so, yep, we're running Gun Tank, super efficient, just ping something that's rested. It's great. We're running the Kshatriya that has the generic Cyber Newtype link, so it's a 3/4. But getting that generic Cyber Newtype link is really good for all of our pilots down here. We have the Mark II that we talked about already that works super, super well with Rosamie. We are running the Angsha just because it's a general pinger. I do have another option for this one, though, if it doesn't end up working out the way we want it to. So a lot of people run the Angsha, and it only pings rested enemy units, very similar to Rosamie and the gun tank. But we could technically also run the Girazulu Guards type, which is a 2/4, not a 3/3. Same level, 1 more cost. Angsha is a 2 cost, this is a 3 cost. But this pings anything. So, yeah, I mean, like, this could be an option if you end up not liking the Angsha for whatever reason. If you want more health on your units, or if you want more flexible damage. So, that's definitely an option over the Angsha. And then, obviously, we have the Kshatriya. This is my favorite unit in the game. Level 5/4, cost 5/4. Links with Marita Cruz, and then when you pair it with any Cyber Newtype or Newtype pilot, so any of our pilots, choose 1 to 2 enemy units and you deal 1 damage to each of them. That's awesome. That's really good. This plus, pardon me, Merida Cruz is just chef's kiss, right? 3 damage split, maybe 2 damage on one thing, 1 on the other. It's just so good. This is my favorite level 5 play. And then we also are running another level 5 play with the Psycho Gundam Mobile Armor mode. This is just a generic Cyber Newtype Link that also has Repair 2. Yeah, that's it. Links with all of our dudes. We can get some good value out of it, get some good link potential out of it. And then also it just kind of repairs and trades trades pretty well. And then our 2 big top-end finishers, we have the Banshee Destroy mode, which is Merida Cruz Link. This is another one of my favorite units in the game. Level 6/4, cost 5/4. During Link on attack, you have to choose exactly 12 cards from your trash, return them to their owner's deck, and you shuffle it. But if you do, you set this unit as active and it gains first strike. So this is a double attacker. Maybe a triple attacker if you happen to have 24 cards in your trash. But most of the time, this will end games by attacking twice. You get your first attack, and then you get your ping off of the Merida Cruz off the first attack. And then for the second attack, it attacks with first strike, and then you also get the second ping as well. Super good. I don't know what to say. It's crazy good. So the second attack can even kill something because this will have first strike if you can't seal the deal. And then our final card is just a big generic top-end finisher that we want to drop when we've kind of secured the game, and this will just close the deal. So this is a level 8/7 cost 6/5. This is the G-Quux Omega Psychomu. We're only running 2 copies of this deck, but it's just a nice generic red finisher. It has suppression, so double damage to shields, and when you deploy it, it deals 3 damage to something. Great. I mean, that's all we needed to do. And then the links don't matter for this particular deck. All it is 3 damage with suppression, which is good. And then we have a bunch of options for potential things we could play. This is the deck that I'm going to be starting out playing first, and I think it's a pretty solid list. So the options include more damage, so like improved technique. They include the Girazilu, like I mentioned. Something like the Gabflay. So this is another card that says when you link it, choose 1 rested enemy and deal 1 damage to it. So this is another card that we can play instead of something like the Mark II for Rosamie, right? So you link this to Rosamie, and then you can deal 2 damage. You deal 1 damage with her effect, and then you deal 1 damage with the Gabflay's effect. So this one could be a pretty good option. If you don't like how cute the Mark II is here, getting Rosamie back, I think this one also is a good option to get like a double ping. Now that I'm saying double ping over and over, this might be the better option, but I want to do this one. I want to do this one. Of course, we can try Show Resolve, maybe like a 2 copy of this, just to draw some cards, but I don't know about for this version. We can also try running a different Cyber Newtype that deals damage with Du Murasame. She just does damage to undamaged units when she's destroyed, which I don't really like all that much, to be honest. I think our options up here are much better. We also can have another option for Merida with the Kshatriya Besarung, which has Repair 1 and Deploy Draw a card. It's a nice little grindy late game card that also works with Merida, but I kind of like what we're doing here a little bit more. If we were running we can include this Psycho Gundam, which actually synergizes with Cyber Newtype pilots. So it says during Link once per turn, when damage from one of our units paired, hold on, close the ad. When damage with one of our units paired with a Cyber Newtype pilot destroys an enemy shield area card, choose an enemy with 5 or less AP and deal 2 damage to it. So it would work really well with this deck, but it only works on Link, so that means you also have to run which means, I don't know. And then finally, we have the Rosamie Link specific Psycho Gundam Mark II. 4/7 is huge. It's a level 8 card. This is something you could consider over the G-Quux. If you don't have G-Quux, or if you just want to run something else, this is not bad. It has Repair 2, and then once per turn, when we pair a Cyber Newtype pilot with one of our blue units, we get to draw a card, which includes itself, right? So when we pair Rosamie to this thing, we get to draw a card. And this will be like a 6/7. I'm not going to do the thing, but it'll be a 6/7 that pings, and then we can Repair 2 and draw a card. It's like not bad. I don't think it's quite as good as the G-Quux just by itself, because the G-Quux just 3 damage, and then it also has suppression. But this is like an option if you want to go that way. I think this deck is also pretty solid. Like I said, it's maybe the one that I'm a little bit iffy on the most, but I think it's really cool, and I'm going to be playing it. Oh, man, maybe I'm not iffy on it. Maybe I'm just, I'm kind of like, I'm iffy on it because I'm running stuff like Mark II and this, which I'm like, it's fine. But I might just slam in the Gabflay, man. Like, double ping with Rosamie and a 6 attack. I don't know, that seems pretty good. But I like getting ROSAMIEEEE back with the Mark II. I think it's just a little, I think it's cool. Anyway, I'm trying this deck for sure. And then finally, we have the deck that I'm looking forward to the most in set 4. We have my Gundam XX Vulture deck. Now, excuse me for the weird setup here. This website EXBurst isn't letting me do like the regular deck, so I have to do it in the deck construction thing. When I open up the regular deck, it just shows up a blank screen. Like I click my deck here, and it loads, and doesn't actually load it. So anyway, we're gonna be looking at this through this. So apologies, it's a little bit different. So the card pop-ups are going to be over on that side. So this is a white-purple Vulture deck that is kind of like a trash graveyard synergy style deck that also works a lot with Vulture. I've been playing Vulture ever since it was a thing, and I've actually even started to watch After War Gundam X. I'm like 12 episodes into it. I actually really, really like it. It's peak like 1990s mecha anime. It came out in like 1996, I think. I really like it a lot. So I like this deck extra now. So let's talk about this deck. So we have our pilots here. So we have Garrett Rand and Tifa Adil. So this is level 4, 1 cost, 1/2. It's a Vulture and Newtype. All of our things really care about being Vulture. So all of our pilots are Vulture. That's great. When paired, we can discard 1. If we do, look at the top 3 cards of our deck. We can reveal a Vulture card, Vulture unit card from among them, add it to our hand, return the remaining cards randomly to the bottom of your deck. So now, this is the trickiest part of the deck, because they have printed a bunch of Vulture cards, but there are not a lot of low-cost Vulture cards that I think are worth playing. And because of that, and because of the deck being pretty slow, I opted to just jam in some blockers, right? I think we just need to not die. That's our goal for the first few turns. Don't die. And we already want to run white because of Overflowing Affection. So just having the Lifrith and the Rick Diaz or anything that's similar to this, I think is just where we want to be right now with this deck. When they give us more low-cost Vulture stuff that's good, we can kind of like get that in there. That helps us stay alive. But right now, like I think this is the best option. But it also dilutes the rest of our units here from you know, being not Vulture, right? We have 8 units here that are not Vulture. The rest are, but the chance to whiff here is like kind of rough. But discarding the card isn't like that bad, because we have a lot of cards that care about stuff in our trash that we can get back, or that we can utilize, like for the double X here. So not that bad, but don't be surprised if you whiff on this one. We're also running Jamil, or Jamil. Yeah, Jamil. I think they say it in the show. I mean, I'm watching it in Japanese, but I think it's just Jamil. So Jamil, neat. He's level 4, 1 cost, 2/1. First, add to hand. During link on attack, you can discard 1. If you do, draw 1. This one's great. This is the better one. You just discard and draw. He's really good. He does everything we want, but we really need Garrett and Tifa, because they're the ones that link specifically with the Gundam X and the Gundam DX. Though we can get on the X divider, we can get the Jamil link, and then we also have some like generic Vulture links as well, so we can get more Jamil links down here. But yeah, we do need Garrett. We do need Garrett for the Gundam X's that we have. This is only on a link, whereas this one's on a pair. But yeah, we're gonna be linking, and it's on attack too. So if we have somehow survived, we can do this multiple times. Jamil is like the superior pilot for this deck. He's good. We're also running a new pilot, Palacis. I have not actually seen her yet in the show. She's not popped up yet. I'm only like a third of the way through it, but she is a level 3, 1 cost, 1/1 Satyricon Vulture. And then when you link her, you get to choose a purple unit card with suppression in our trash, and we add it to our hand. So that would be either the Gundam DX or the Double X or the Gundam X. So we're running both of these. So we have 5 copies total. So these are the cards we want to actually discard early, like with Garrett or with Jamil or with Overflowing Affection, and we can get them back later with Pala. So that's kind of like the strategy here. We can still get them back with Pala, but we, make use of them early and do a little draw discard kind of deal. And then once again, we'll kind of finish off the rest of the stuff down here. We have the Frieden base. This is just really good for us. It's just a 0/5 base. It's a level 2 0/5, so being level 2 is really great. We want to play this really early. And then when it's destroyed, we mill 2. Top 2 cards of our deck into our trash. which is good for fueling all of our like trash synergy stuff. So this is a great one for us. And then we are running Overflowing Affection, draw 2, discard 1. Once again, fantastic for us. We want to fill up our trash with like Vulture stuff and get some cool, value late game with that, with stuff like the DX, the Gundam X, as well as stuff like the X Divider and this Gundam X. All of our like level 4 or higher cards, for the most part, all of our Gundam X stuff really care about trash, which is good. And then our final command card here is Look of Determination. So this is one of our payoffs that we get that we definitely want to play before we trigger our level 8 Gundam Double X. But that's fine. Like Double X doesn't trigger until like minimum level 8. So getting this off and using this effect maximally is pretty easy to do. Well, at least not a direct non-bow with this, since this is such a high level. So this is a really good really good card right now in the meta. So it's a level 2 cost burst. Activate its action. On action, you choose an enemy unit that's level 2 or lower and you destroy it. If there are 10 or more cards in our trash, we choose an enemy unit that's level 4 or lower and destroy it. This blows up some really strong stuff. It blows up the Dynamis and Curios that we just talked about. It blows up the RX-78-2. It blows up the Victory Gundam. So if we can get up to 10 cards in our trash, this is premium, absolute 2-cost premium removal. So it's really just getting up to that point, which is why I said stuff like, discarding cards with Garrett and Jamil is like, and Overflowing Affection and Frieden is not bad. It's like really not bad. So yeah, even if you whiff on Garrett, you can still get some value out of it. So I really like this card a lot. All right, let's talk about the units. I already talked about them. We have the Lifrith and the Rick DS. These are just low, early, third turn blockers. We want to play these, protect our life. That's what they're here for. That's what they do. We also have the Gundam Airmaster Fighter mode. This is just a 3-cost, or level 3, 2-cost, 3/3 that links with any Vulture. The only reason we're running this is because we want more links with Jamil, so we can get his link effect. So we get his link effect. We also can attack. He has +2, so this will be attacking for 5, so it's a good base killer, and we still get the draw discard, discard draw, which is really good. We also have the I actually skipped one. This is another blocker. So this is a level 4 3-cost 4/3 blocker with Vulture trait. Once again, another card that we can link with Jamil. Pretty good. Also, these also all link with Pala as well, which is relevant because she needs to link in order to get her effect. So both of these are really good for our pilots here. And in like the Airmaster, we can jam that on turn 3, right? So if we discarded something early, right? If we discarded a double X or an X on turn 2 with Overflowing Affection, on turn 3 we can go Airmaster, Pala, and then get whatever we discarded back if we discarded one of the suppression dudes. So that's not bad. That's not bad. So yeah, Airmaster. It has blocker. And it's a link with any Vulture. Yep. And this is what I mean by like we don't have a lot of exciting early game stuff for Vulture quite yet. These are fine, but they're like, is it better than some of the stuff that the other colors and other archetypes are doing? I don't know. But I think we're working there. We're working there. We're playing with what we have. We also have this Gundam X. This is pretty sweet. So it's a level 4 3-cost 3/4. Good stats. Links with Garrett Ran. And then during pair with a Vulture pilot on destroyed, we choose a Vulture unit card that's level 5 or higher in our trash, and we add it to our hand. So basically, any of these cards here. So these are good ones once again to discard early, and so when stuff like the Gundam X dies, we can get them back to our hand. So don't be afraid to discard those cards. I just want to drill that. Discard your high cost stuff. We'll get them back. We have ways to get them back. Then we also have the Gundam X Divider. This is the other one that Jamil can link with. Level 6, 4-cost 4/4. Links with Garrett or Jamil. When linked, you can choose one unit that's level 4 or lower from your trash, and you pay its cost to deploy it, which is great. And it's just any unit card that's level 4 or lower from the trash. So we can actually choose one of these little low blockers if we have to. Or we can do, if we have 3, we can get the 4/3 Airmaster. But, getting the 3/3 Rick DS if we only have 2 resources, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. And, yeah. Generally, you want to wait until you have turn, let me think, 5. Yeah, you want to wait until turn 7 to do this. So we can at least get one of the 2 drops back. Because we don't have any 1 drops. So you want to be able to play this for 4, pay 1 to link it with one of the pilots, and then we can, we can pay the cost to get it back. So this is like a better better on turn 7 if you want to do the whole thing. It also works pretty well with something like Garrett, Ran, and Tifa, because you can stack the triggers so that you do this effect first. So you discard the card, look at the top 3, maybe draw a thing, and then you stack this one next. So then you get to choose a unit that's level 4 lowering your trash, and then you can pay the cost to deploy it, which is good. So you can discard one of these, and then hopefully draw into something cool, and then also just play the card you discarded. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's all right. It helps minimize the whiff on Garrett Rand. And then our 2 big cards, our 2 big finishers are the Gundam X. This is the suppression that pumps our squad. So it's a level 7/5 cost, 6/5, links with Garrett Rand, has suppression. And then during link, during our turn, while there are 7 or more cards in our trash, all of our Vulture units get +2, or all of our other Vulture units get +2 AP. So it's a nice way to pump up the dudes down here so we can get nice attacks in. We're only running 2 copies of this because while it does have that suppression, which is really good, the other effect is just like okay for what we're doing here. But it has suppression and it does work well at the deck. What works even better is our double X, and this is like why I'm so stoked to play this deck. We're only running 3 copies, but we have a lot of card draw. We have a lot of selection, filtering. We should get at least one of these, maybe even a couple of them. So this is a level 8/7 cost 6/6, links with Garrett Rand. It has suppression, and then during pair on attack, if you're attacking an enemy player, you can choose 7 Vulture cards in our trash. We exile them from the game. If we do, choose an enemy unit or base that's level 8 or lower, and you blow it up. That's like almost anything. There's like almost no level 9 cards. There's a couple, but like this destroys anything. Unit or base, which is so sick. This card is so cool. So the ideal situation is you attack them, you blow up their base, and you suppression them, right? And then hopefully you have one more unit to like get in with the final kill. This card's super good. The only hiccup here is it has to be 7 Vulture cards. So there's a couple cards that obviously don't count. We have Overflowing Affection, Look at Determination, and these 2 here. But it just says Vulture card. So it will count our pilots, and it will count our base, and then our units, of course. So, yeah. And it's a late game, right? You do this at level 8. So, yeah, this is my Gundam Double X deck. This is my first version of it. Definitely going to be tweaking this as things go on. I have some options down here for cards that we can swap out. So the first one that I think is kind of cheeky is the Turn A Gundam. And the Turn A Gundam is funny because it can steal the keywords of other units in our trash or our opponent's trash. It has been errated. You can do it for your opponent's trash. But why I think this is cool in this deck is we want to discard our suppression dudes early anyway. And this can just take the suppression. So we can have like a level 5 suppression card. I don't know. That could be cool. That could be cool. So we could cheekily include the Turn A Gundam, but it is another not Vulture card. So that is important. That's really important. We do have some other Vulture cards that we could put. So we have the GX bit, which is a level 4 2 cost 3/3. And if you deploy it from your trash, you choose an enemy unit with 4 less AP and you do 2 damage to it. I think this is good. I don't like this as much as the Sword Impulse Gundam that just blows something up, but I think this is fine. But we don't have as much like reanimation as the Minerva squad does. We have some, but I mean not a ton. We have basically the X divider. So like I'm iffy on the actually pulling this off. Then we have different removal. So if we don't like Look at Determination, we can try Fatal Strike or Giant Killing. I think Look at Determination is super good in the deck though. We also have Backup, which is 1, flavorful for the characters, and 2, kind of a cool. So it's a burst ping, and then you can choose one of your units, and then when it deals damage to an enemy unit that's level 5 or lower, destroy the unit. That's pretty good. It gives like Death Touch to one of our things, which is pretty solid. We also have this generically small dude if we really want like a 2-drop. It's just a level 2 cost 2/2 Vulture that links with Vulture. Sure, if we need it, we need it, but I feel like this will probably be good enough, but I don't know, that's what testing is for. And the final card is Damage Control. I think this card's insanely good, and I want to test it in all my purple decks. I think it's probably good in this deck as well. This is one I mentioned for the ZAFT deck. Level 3 1 cost, burst, choose a unit, gets -2 AP, and action, choose one of our units, and during this battle, reduce battle damage it receives by 3. Yeah, it's good. It's really good. So I want to test it out, maybe swap it for Look at Determination or something, but I think Look is really good in this deck. So that is my Gundam Double X deck. Let me know what you think. I'm really excited to try this one out. Yo, it's back to me again. Thank you all so much for watching. This is going to be a little bit of a longer video. Definitely stay tuned for our next 5 new deck brews. I have my list here. I've made the decks already. I didn't want like a 2-hour video going over all this stuff, or however long it would be. So next time we're going to talk about what I'm calling Big Unicorn Control, Blue-White Unicorn. Big Neo Zeong. Yeah, exactly what that sounds like. Neo Zeong, but with the Zeong. White base team themed deck, Green Academy, and then a deck that I'm calling Sig Zeong. So that one's, we've got 2 Zeong decks in the next one. So let me know what you're excited to build. Let me know which one of the decks you're excited to see next. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you for being here and supporting the Gundam card game content. And yeah, see you next time.